Well, this is Radio TV Phono Nut, and if I don't sound like I'm running on all 8 cylinders, it's because I'm not. I don't know whether I've got COVID or just a seasonal head cold, but I've got something that's not making me feel very well, and this that happened today just added insult to injury. A little while ago, I bought this VM record player off of the Goodwill auction site, and as you can see, it has a clock built into it. Now, I don't know whether that clock is original, because everything I'm finding on this model of record player does not have a clock, but I seem to remember seeing a couple of these in the past that did have a clock, so maybe they made a model with a clock. I don't know, but it appeared to be in good shape cosmetically, so I went ahead and bought it. And by the time I paid shipping and tax and all that, I was into it for about $55. And as you can see, it's in decent shape. We'll go through the pictures here. Doesn't look too bad at all, considering its age. Well, a problem I seem to have with record players is the sellers rarely ever back out the transit screws on the record changer, which is spring suspended, and what happens is the record changer violently bounces up and down during shipping, and then the spindle punches a nasty hole through the lid, which really can't be repaired. So I've gotten so that every time I buy a record player from somebody, I instruct them, back out the transit screws, and I tell them how to do it, something that would take maybe 30 seconds to do. And so far, everybody's done it, except this seller. So here's the message I sent. Hi, before you pack the record player for shipment, there are 2 large head Phillips screws on the record changer. One is located in front of the tone armrest, and the other is located towards the left rear corner of the record changer. Please turn these screws counterclockwise as far as they'll go. They won't come all the way out. This will prevent the record changer from violently bouncing up and down on its suspension springs during shipment and will greatly reduce the chance of shipping damage. Also, please make sure the tone arm is secured to its rest with tape. Thank you very much. And then they wrote back, Hi, we apologize. However, we are unable to accommodate your request. At our location, we do not disassemble, remove, loosen parts of items for shipping purposes. However, we have communicated the rest of your request to our shipping department, and they will do their best to package your order as requested. Please note this is not our standard shipping practice, and we may not be able to fully accommodate your packing request. We will certainly try to. Sincerely, Collectibles customer service team. So I just didn't reply to them. Like, thinking to myself, well, if it shows up in damage, then you're going to hear from me. So I wrote them this morning, because your shipping department made the choice not to follow my simple instructions that would have taken no more than 30 seconds to carry out. The record player arrived with a hole punched through the lid due to the record changer violently bouncing up and down during shipping. I'm not at all happy about this, and I expect a full refund, including shipping. So we'll see where it goes from here. And if I don't hear anything out of them in a reasonable amount of time, I'll file a claim through PayPal and let them handle it. Now, let's look at the pictures of the damage. Alright, so here we go. Here's picture number 1. You can see the nice hole punched through the lid there because of the spindle punching through it, because the record changer bounced up and down during shipment. Alright, let's look at picture number 2. A close-up view of the hole punched through the lid. And if that wasn't bad enough, let's look at picture number 3. You can see how nasty that looks. Now, it could possibly be patched, but it would probably never look right. But that's not the issue. It's just the principle of the thing. I asked them to do something that would have taken very little time and effort to do. They chose not to do it, and this is the result, so I expect them to pony up. Alright, I'm going to show you how to perform this very simple operation. First, you need a Phillips screwdriver. Then, in case you don't know, you hold the Phillips screwdriver by the big end. And if you'll notice here, under the tone arm, we have a screw here. And then over here, we have another screw. So we take said screwdriver, we place said screwdriver in head of screw, and then we back screw out as far as it will go. And that's as far as it'll go. And what that does, that pulls the record changer down flush with the motor board, and that way it cannot bounce around during shipping. And then we go to this other screw, and we do the same thing with that. And it looks like this one here is not pulling the changer base down, which means the little turnbuckle under here likely got knocked off during shipping, and it would have taken a very hard hit in order to do that. Yep, that's exactly what took place. There's a little turnbuckle under here, or was, that holds the changer in place, and to remove it from servicing, once you dismount the motor board, you flip the turnbuckle and lift the changer out, but that turnbuckle has already been removed. Now, like I've already said, had somebody taken 30 seconds to perform this operation, we wouldn't be in this predicament right now. And it's really a crying shame, because you have something that survived close to 70 years unscathed, only to get damaged because of incompetence and somebody not willing to take 30 seconds to follow instructions. And that's what gets me today. It just seems like the work ethic is just not out there like it used to be. It's like I know somebody who works for a hospital, and that person I know is about the only one that goes above and beyond the call of duty in the department they work in. The rest of them just stand around all night with a phone in their hand playing with it and expect to draw a paycheck. And I've even known this person to stay over on her own time if something was going wrong with a test or a machine or whatever, and which is something you're rarely going to find anybody else doing anymore. But I won't get off on a full-blown rant about that. We'll try to stick to the business at hand here, but yeah, this really royally pisses me off. And had I not given them instructions as to what to do, then it might not have been quite so bad, because I realize not everybody knows how to properly ship one of these things. But when you have somebody tell you how to do it, and then you still choose to ignore it, and then something like this happens, then it's good enough for you to have to pay up. And somebody is going to pay up on this one. I'm not going to stand for this. Now the top is a little stained in some places. That might clean off. I don't know. That doesn't bother me. I can deal with 70-year-old general wear and tear. I can't deal with this, especially when it could have been so easily prevented. Alright, so enough for now. I really don't look to hear anything from them today, being Good Friday. So if I don't hear from them by about Tuesday, then I'm just going to escalate this through PayPal and let them handle it. And if they want this wreck back, I'll be glad to send it back to them, as long as they're willing to pay the return shipping. I know I'm not going to do it. Now, as far as this little ailment I've got, I started feeling a little crummy around Tuesday. Haven't really slept well since then. One night I had a headache all night, and then last night I was coughing all night. So between being ill and not getting my sleep that I'm accustomed to. That kind of puts me in a grumpy mood anyway, and then to have this happen just added insult to injury there. So I just feel like whatever this is just going to have to run its course. I've just been laying low, taking it easy, drinking lots of liquid and taking over-the-counter medication to try to ease the effects of it, and that's really about all I know to do. So that's about all I've got for this. I hope you got something out of this. If nothing else, if you're planning on shipping a record player, and if it uses a record changer that is mounted on suspension springs, then please back the screws out. And it's real easy to determine if one is mounted on suspension springs. Just simply press down on the changer, and if it bounces like this one's doing, then obviously it's on springs. And when you bought a record player like this new, it came shipped from the factory with these screws backed out. So that's about all I've got for this. I'll let you know how it turns out, and more to come later. I think the next video I'm going to release is a very long video on a Zenith 6-volt farm radio. This is not a recent repair. This is one I did a long time ago, and I'm just now getting around to putting it all together, so I'll try to release that probably this weekend sometime. Alright, so there you go. More to come later.